bless America. On my knees at the cross I pray. God bless America. On my knees at the cross I pray. I pray for America. Our ancestors that led the way. Oh, how they stood and fought for freedom, and they always prayed for brighter days. When I grew up in America.
Welcome to America Now, where we are loud, straightforward, and direct. So if you got sensitive skin, this program is not for you, because we ride with our spurs on. So let's get down to business. Woke up this morning, and lo and behold, here we go. With the words. Uncle Tom. There we go. We're going backwards instead of forward. We still want to call people Uncle Toms, and it's just not working out the way they want it to be. So let's take a look at Brother Tim Scott. You know Tim Scott is from South Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. We Carolinians, we stick together, okay? Especially when somebody's wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay, now, we're going to point out a few things. We deal with facts over here. We don't just come up and blow up things like that. We deal with actual facts. Now, let's zoom in on Tim Scott and see what he had to say. I thought his speech was great, man. I thought it was great. He laid out some facts. He laid out some great things. He exposed a lot of things that are happening. I thought the brother had some very good points. Let's check this thing out and see what he's got going on.
That shrinks our economy is not common sense. Weakening our southern borders and creating a crisis is not compassionate. The president is also abandoning principles he's held for decades. Now he says your tax dollars should fund abortions. He's laying groundwork to pack the Supreme Court.
I'm going to say this right now when it comes to abortion. I believe every woman had to deal with her God on that. You know what I'm saying? Really. I mean, you have to, that's something the man and the woman should discuss that issue, But me personally, I don't want to pay for somebody's abortion. I don't want my money going nowhere near somebody else's abortion. If I was not there while the fun was going on, then I don't want to be a part of it either way, nowhere down the road. So you can exclude me out of it, please. Take care of your own abortions, or get the man to take care of it. Use with him. I wasn't there. I didn't get nothing out of it, so take care of your own abortions. Then deal with it with God, with you and God. Leave the state out of it. I don't want in it.
This is not common ground. Nowhere do we need common ground more desperately than in our discussions of race. I have experienced the pain of discrimination. I know what it feels like to be pulled over for no reason, to be followed around the store while I'm shopping. I remember every morning at the kitchen table, my grandfather would open the newspaper and read it, I thought. But later I realized he had never learned to read it. He just wanted to set the right example. I've also experienced a different kind of...
See, there's a man that can't even read, but they didn't know it. You understand what I'm saying? Look at how things were then and how fatherhood is now. We don't even have authority over our own kids, our own children, our own household right now. It's gone out the window. That's why all these things are happening. Where's the Uncle Tom in this? Tell me, where is the Uncle Tom in what he's saying? Move on.
Intolerance. I get called Uncle Tom and the N-word by progressives, by liberals. Just last week, a national newspaper suggested my family's poverty was actually privilege.
That's the New York Times.
Because a relative owned land generations before my time. Believe
So,
me, I know
my goodness.
firsthand, our healing is not finished. In
Okay.
2015, after
First of all, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there because I want to educate. I want to educate some people right now. Excuse me, on some things. All right. Let's look up this word right here and see what's going on. So we talk about Uncle Tom. Who is Uncle Tom? Where did Uncle Tom come from? All right. Well, Uncle Tom actually came in the scene, during slavery. They say Uncle Tom, historically, Uncle Tom was a black man born into slavery who ended up sacrificing his life to save the lives of other slaves. That's historically. That is the meaning of Uncle Tom. Okay? Now, so let's see. Harriet Tubman, she was an Uncle Tom. Kunta Kinte from Roots, he was an Uncle Tom. You know, because they wanted to leave the plantation. So you're going to call them Uncle Tom because they wanted to leave the plantation. Okay? See, there's a flip side to that. Uncle Tom also meant the slaves that lived in the house ends. You know what I'm saying? The house ends, in the house, because the slaves that lived in the fields, they couldn't tell the slaves that lived in the house their plans. They couldn't tell them what they were planning to do. You know why? Because they would tell master. They would tell master everything. That's why master wouldn't let the field slaves shave him. No, oh no, 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 no. Master wouldn't let the field slaves shave him. You know why? Yeah, that's what they'd have done. But the house slaves, when master got sick, they said, Master, we sick? We sick. The field slaves, I hope that fool dies. Well, okay. I wish they'd let me shave a few of them. But anyway, let's stick to the point. So we're dealing with this thing called Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom. Everybody wants to call Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom. So this also says that now an Uncle Tom is a term. They changed the term. So they changed the term Uncle Tom to describe a black man who acts white. If he's educated. See, people are always changing words. That's the problem. They want to change the meaning so they can take advantage of the narrative. That's the whole thing in America right now. And it's been happening. It's been happening for a while. But bear with me because we're gonna point this whole thing out. So historically, Uncle Tom. Harriet Tubman would have been Uncle Tom. Frederick Douglass would have been Uncle Tom. There would have been so many Uncle Toms, But okay. Now let's look at the Uncle Toms today. Where are they? Oh, they exist. Trust me, they exist. And I'm about to show them to you. Okay, well, let's go check this out. Bye, y'all. There we go. What does that say right there? Zoom in on that. What that say? There's the Uncle Toms of today. And here's one right here, one that you really know. Oh, yeah, down there in Atlanta, Georgia. He's the King Tom. He's the King Tom, the Tom Dog. There he is. There he is. There he is right there. That's the Clyburn. Okay? That's who he reminds me of. The role that Samuel Jackson played in the movie. Okay? And y'all know the role. If you don't know it, go watch it because this is who they are up there, the caucuses, okay? They don't call them caucuses for nothing. Believe you me. All right. I'm going to step aside. They got some scandalous ones up in here. Oh, man, jokers. Okay, Maxine Waters and them. You know who I'm talking about. You know them. Okay, now I'm getting ready to point this out to you very clearly. That everything that I've just said about the overseers is true. Okay? I'm going to point it out very clearly. Because see, here's the thing. Mad Max, she flies all the way from California to Minnesota, down there getting in the thick of things. That's what she did. Get in the thick of things. Because you can imagine Nancy, the Penguin, Schumer, all of them told her, look here, you got to get your little black in the game too. You got to go rile up them folks. Rile them up. You know, do your part, Maxine. Do your part. And that's what she does. She flies out there, gets them together, gets them all riled up. They say, Maxine, what we got to do? We got to get more active. We got to get more confrontational. Now, if you think I'm lying, here it is. Everything I'm telling you is true. That's their job. That's her job. That's the job of the overseers up there in the big house. The real nigger. The real Uncle Toms. That's their job, okay? Be patient with me. We're going to walk through this whole thing.
Confrontational.
What happens if we do not get what you just told? What should the people do? What should protesters on the street do?
I didn't hear you.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take myself out of this equation because I don't want to be seen nowhere with this animal right here. Don't want to be seen with you. Go ahead.
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
Confrontational. See, that is confrontational. Get more confrontational. Now, okay, did you see that? Did you see it? She goes out and tells your young black kids, youth, get confrontational. We got to get more confrontational. This is not the first time she did that. You understand? Okay? You got what I'm saying? She goes out and she does that. Then the next day when they do an interview on her, okay, she's running and hiding. That's what cowards do. I'm working on a book called Cowards in Command. She's going to be on the front page. I'm going to put her on the front page. Her and that other one down there in Georgia. But anyway, see, cowards, they put your children's lives at danger, but they don't want to put themselves out there. And when they ask her question to follow her, she says, oh, you're being too confrontational. You're too confrontational. Well, Maxine, you said get confrontational, didn't you? America now.
God bless America. On my knees at the cross I pray. God bless America. On my knees at the cross I pray. I pray for America. Our ancestors that lived